It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey everyone, this is Gary Kayye.
And Steph Beckett, and we are live from the first day of InfoComm 2024. We are
in Las
here
Vegas. We are here on the show floor. We're in the Sharp booth.
Yes.
Formerly known as NEC, Sharp NEC.
NEC.
Display Solutions, now just Sharp.
Yep.
And I'm totally excited about day one. We're going to cover what we're hoping to see. We've got a couple of guests coming on, including Tim Albright from AVNation is going to join us for rAVe TV today. But first, guess who I nabbed? Guess who our first guest for 2024 is going to be?
Who?
Check this out. Mike Marusic. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
The guy who runs Sharp. How are you doing?
Awesome.
Welcome.
It's a great kickoff to the show, so we're excited.
Yeah, you've already lost your voice, and it's only an hour into day one. How are you going to handle that?
It's a long week. You got to pace yourself, and I got to do a better job of pacing myself. But we're off and running, so it'll be
Yes.
Last time you and I spent any substantial time together was literally the week of the pandemic. We were in New York City at this amazing restaurant where you hosted my daughter and I at a dinner after hanging out with Microsoft for a day. Boy, have things changed in that 4 years.
I'll tell you, it is a different world that we're living in today. What we were trying to do back then 4 years ago versus what we're trying to do now is completely different. So I think everyone's experiencing that.
Well, talk
That's
about
true.
that, because now you're the head of this new entity, Sharp. Tell me about how this came to be.
Yeah, it's wonderful because we're able to take the best of what Sharp was able to do in our manufacturing prowess technology and the best of NEC, which was always the industry leader in support technology programs, right? So I think putting those two companies together, little hiccup here and there.
Yeah.
We'll work through it now, and as you can see, now we have a Sharp comprehensive booth, which I think really shows the power of this unified company now.
Very cool.
I agree. And where are we with regard to integrating everything or converting everything over to the Sharp brand name?
Yeah, so we've begun that process. As new products come out, they're going to be under the Sharp name.
Okay.
Probably over the next year, you'll see some existing products transition to Sharp that have the NEC name, but everything new will be under the Sharp name. As we get towards the end of the joint venture, they'll all convert over to Sharp from NEC.
Very cool.
And go ahead. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of ask you to expand on that a little bit. So what do you expect this transition to really look like for the company?
Well, I think, the NEC brand obviously had such power in our industry.
Yes.
And I think it's very important that we don't lose the legacy that provides.
Yeah.
And really, I always tell the people, the NEC team is a gigantic part of what we're doing today, right? So basically the management of our LCD business and our display business is the traditional NEC people.
Yep.
So we're keeping that legacy, their innovation, their kind of prowess in this space. Sharp has a lot of great technology, a lot of manufacturing capabilities. So how do we bring those two together and allow for the channel understanding, the support understanding that NEC always possessed with Sharp's innovation capabilities?
Marrying your greatest strengths.
Exactly.
I'm going to ask you a tough question. I know you're probably going to get mad at me for asking this question
Oh, boy.
after the broadcast is done. But if you had to pick one product category that's your favorite product category, what would it be? Because you guys are one of the few display companies that has every kind of display technology. Which is your favorite? Come on now.
I'm going to give you the boring answer because I think you'll probably get it from a lot of people. Direct view LED. To me, that's really the future of the industry. And as I walk around, you kind of see all the different use cases, the flexibility it provides. So, dearest to my heart always is the Aquas board because that's where I started my career.
Yeah.
But when I look at really where the future for the company is, it's direct view LED.
So do you have one in your house?
Oh gosh, I wish so. I got to talk about maybe my bonus.
Well, that's my dream, right? My dream is that. But no, I'm also a direct view guy. I mean, I'm a big fan of the direct view technologies and the Aquas board. You guys pioneered. You pioneered the touch, the interactive board technology. I mean, it all started with you.
Yeah, that was really a great starting product for Sharp, and we were really building our image in this space and coming out with that technology where no one else had it at the time really grew our business. Obviously, we're always strong in what I call the prosumer product categories, and so for me, that's kind of my legacy. I always enjoy that. But you really got to move forward, right? You got to change, you got to go with the things. And I look at it today, and you have me contemplating where it fits in my house. But when you look at where the industry's going, I think what we like to do is provide services, all of us. And direct LED allows for that, for everyone in the industry to provide some extra value that maybe you can't provide anymore in the prosumer products, where now it's getting more price sensitive. So I think that's really what I get most excited about.
Well, I appreciate you joining us. I know you're really busy and already lost your voice, so I feel bad for you. You need to my advice is tea and lemon, okay?
Yep.
Tea and lemon with honey, okay? You got to do a little bit of that. And I'll see you tonight at the parties and stuff like that. Thanks again, Mike. Appreciate the support.
Of course.
Well, we got lucky. We got lucky.
Yeah, that was a good
Even
grab.
more lucky, we got Tim Albright
Tim
coming
Albright.
on to share his
Our
thoughts
best friend.
on,
Hey, Tim.
come on
Welcome.
over, Tim. Share his
Join
thoughts
us.
on what he thinks.
Yeah.
The hot,
I know.
the hot
Everyone's
things.
nightmare.
You have 2 mics in your face. We got 3 geeks here together. All right. Say, Tim, first off, how you doing?
I'm well, man. How are you?
Doing well. In case you did not know, we have announced a partnership with AVNation to
We
help
have.
grow the industry. How are we going to do that, Tim?
Honestly, we're going to connect with end users, and whether they identify as end users, right? These are IT managers, tech managers. They're the folks that are physically here this week. But it's also those folks that don't necessarily identify as tech managers.
Yeah.
They're out there, they're researching, they're like, hey, I need a projector. Oh, I need an LED wall. I need something. And as they're searching on the internet, because that's how all of us research what we need, they're going to come across the product, the content that we create, and we're going to welcome them in. We're going to educate them. We're going to entertain them a little bit. But ultimately, we're going to welcome them into the industry.
Yeah, and the content we create is going to be a combined effort of rAVe and our end-user-facing publication, which is AV Buyers Club, and AVNation, which is now mostly end-user-facing.
Yes.
And we're going to do a lot of explainer videos, focus on case studies. We're going to focus on basically helping the people who are not in the industry understand the role that we play in the industry. Steph, you're excited about it, aren't you?
I am, and it's kind of helping people who don't even realize that they're in our industry, that there is already a community built for them, and they are here, whether they know it or not.
That's a good point that she made there, because the advertising world doesn't realize that we exist.
Exactly.
And yet they could use the heck out of us. Like, the only place they've really used us so far is experiential, right?
Experiential signage,
Yeah, exactly. So you are watching rAVe TV live. We come to you normally every Wednesday at noon live, or at 9 a.m. live, and then we restream at
Eastern.
noon live Eastern. But we're coming to you live on the show floor. We're here in the Sharp booth here
Who
at
has
InfoComm
sponsored
2024.
rAVe TV all week, as well as Shure. So we are very grateful to both of them for
Both
giving
S's.
us. Yeah, both S's.
Two SHs.
Yes, we're very grateful to them for giving us a home for rAVe
Yeah.
TV all week. So
So what are you looking most forward to? Tell me 2 or 3 things that you're excited about in 24.
So this year's InfoComm, honestly, and I could be wrong, we'll find out on Friday, you're going to see the word experience all over this show floor.
that's so
right?
true. Yeah.
Right, already. I mean, this is the first day, and
Yes.
we're already seeing it. And the reason for that is a lot of these manufacturers are, honestly, they're recognizing the role of the tech manager, the role of the specifier, and instead of speeds and feeds, which is an old term, but they're getting into what this product can do for you.
Yes.
And yeah, if you want to know the lumens, if you want to know whatever, we'll give that to you.
Sure.
But when you walk into our booth, we're
That's
going to
not
wow
the
you.
that's not the first thing that
No,
you
absolutely not.
care about, or
No.
the numbers and the bits and the bobs. That's not what's going to bring more end users to this show. It's seeing something amazing and then explaining how did we make this happen.
Yeah. And honestly, and then how you support it on day 2 and day 3. Because the integration community, they know this stuff, right?
They already know. They're always going to care.
They're always going to care. But what they sometimes don't care about is how an IT manager supports, a 50,000 lumen projector on day 3, or the 6 months after it's installed. And so that's what we're going to see. Well, I mean, everybody's doing it, whether it's a microphone manufacturer or in here in Sharp and displays.
Yeah.
So is there a favorite product category or favorite product that you have that you always like to see, or company that you like to definitely go there and visit each time because you feel like they're an innovator in the industry?
So here's the thing. So I am a big fan of OLED. I have been a big fan of OLED for 20 years.
I love OLED.
I love OLED.
Yeah.
And I have been patiently waiting
for your house?
just for something that's not $100,000 for
That's
a 13-inch.
true.
Right?
But that happens with every product
Yes.
category. It's expensive for 10 years until they find a way to make the same product for less expensive.
And it's getting there.
Yeah.
Right? So I am on the search for a affordable
all right.
OLED.
You heard it here first, folks. If
There
you
you
make
go.
an affordable OLED,
so
Tim
LG,
Albright, AVNation.
Sony,
all of them.
what else? Samsung. They all have OLED now. So you want one for your house?
That would be lovely. Yes.
Yeah.
But it is the wow factor. The microphone manufacturers, the audio manufacturers. I mean, the audio demo rooms is one of my favorite things, just because it's
Same.
really cool, right? And I mean, I don't care if it's, Meyer Sound is a stalwart in this industry,
Yeah.
right?
And you saw that they introduced a new product category, the Ultra, I think they called it yesterday.
Well,
Exactly.
and so they've got that, and then you've got L Acoustics, which has got that super, immersive thing. Theory Audio, which is a crazy.
This is why we're a good partnership, because I'm a video audient. I don't know anything about it, and you're an audio guy.
And I don't know anything about
there you
video,
go.
Yeah.
We make a good
Just
team.
listen to you talk. You are for sure an audio guy. You
That's
have
just
like
I have a deep voice.
He does. He has a voice made for radio.
Yes.
Space, which is an old joke.
Oh no! Oh brother,
All right,
not
look,
that
Tim,
again.
we're really excited to be working together finally again, and thanks for everything. Thanks for the friendship, and also thanks for the support. And we're gonna have Tim join us again, I'm sure, as a wrap up for the show. I think we'll have
we
a
are.
replay for sure. And let us thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
I
thank you,
appreciate it.
Tim.
I'm gonna let you
Always
go.
a pleasure.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good
You
week.
stopped
right.
here. I'm gonna let you go, and
We have one more guest. We're gonna bring on Joe from Kinly now.
All right, Joe, come on in. Joe, how you doing?
Nice. Welcome.
Joe, what do you do at Kinly?
So I'm the EVP Managing Director of Kinly US.
Yep. And who's Kinly, in case they don't know?
So Kinly is an integrator that has a very strong global presence in the Pro AV space. We have multiple offices across the globe. So I'm accountable for the US operations. Each office is a turnkey. So we do everything from design, build, client
Cool.
engagement, all the way through to managed services run state. Yeah.
And where did Kinly start? Is it Australia or something like that, or where did they start?
So the story behind Kinly was a combination of companies that were brought together through private equity out of Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
A conglomerate of other companies based out of the UK and the US, and rebranded Kinly several years back, and then launched the program. Yeah.
I knew it was not originally from the U.S., but you guys have become so strong in the U.S. lately. What do you think is your differentiator with regard? Because there's 1,700 dealers in the U.S. What's your differentiating factor? What do you point to as your unique value proposition?
That's a great question. So our UVP is really client-first focused, right? Understanding what the client business objectives are and helping them realize that throughout the entire life cycle of a Pro AV experience, right? So that includes the run state for managed services, right? Get a means to an end to help customers realize their full potential in the video collaboration space. And the market's spectacular right now. A lot of clients were thrust into the AV space or into collaboration at COVID, and now we're seeing that clients are looking at the decisions that they were forced to make back then, and looking at, okay, it's time to do tech refresh and bring into current technologies and really help them maximize their experience.
Nice.
Well, you mentioned services obviously first. That was interesting, your response to that. What percentage of your you don't have to tell me, but are you happy with the percentage of your business that is services that you're selling? Because when I talk to the typical integrator, that's in the range of 10 to 20%. But I know for a fact that services are a lot more profitable, and they establish a different level of relationship with the customer.
They do. So we have a very heavy focus. So to answer your question first, are we happy with the percentage of blend? There's always an opportunity to increase that, right? So that's our focus. Ideally, what we're looking to do is become an extension to the client's organization. So sure, we can design, build, and integrate and stand up a solution, but the real value add for us is understanding how clients are going to realize their adoption services and how to fully use the technology, and then help them with their technology roadmap, right? It's not a one and done, it's a continual relationship. We bring service delivery managers and customer success management to the equation as well. So we have people that serve as an extension or as an advocate to the client and continue to help them realize what their journey looks like.
All right, so if you went to McKinsey's website and downloaded the customer decision journey map, he just described the entire mapping process right here.
100%.
He's obviously following that philosophy, which is great. I don't think a lot of integrators do.
I have a question for you. You guys have an event tonight at the Sphere. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So it's very excited about the event. So we put a tremendous amount of focus in planning a really special event for our clients. We have a lot of our strategic partners joining us. We have just over 24 clients. Just bring everybody together, network, and have I've not personally been to the Sphere, but I heard it's just truly amazing. So our main objective here at InfoComm, including the event at the Sphere tonight, is we have, I believe, 22 actual planned sessions for VIPs. So we're walking our clients through the floor, high touch engagement, meeting executives and meetings, the executive partners, and understanding what's happening in the vertical.
All right, I got a question for you. I'm going to end this with one question. What's your favorite product of all time in the Pro AV market? What product is the one product that you just love or technology that just fires you up?
You know, it's interesting because I'm a consumer of technology.
Yeah,
I'm not a
yeah.
technologist per se, so I look at things from an end user perspective.
That's what I want to know.
Right, so from an end user perspective, we have aligned ourselves to a Cisco first strategy this year. And
So you must love their cinematic meetings option.
spectacular.
Yeah, that is that cinematic meeting. If you haven't seen it, just Google it. Cisco cinematic meetings. Why do you like that?
It's the experience.
Yeah.
It's the immersive experience, right?
Yeah.
It brings everything together. The other part of it too is frankly the simplicity of some of the easier simplex market. The simplex solutions too with the bar systems and everything. It's plug and play. So, again, tying it back to our unique value proposition, we're able to take those solutions now and make that consumption model very, very simple for our clients, right? They don't have to think about the technology or the integration. We bring it, we help them manage it, help them realize it, and then consume the technology.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen that, cinematic meetings is a multi-camera shoot, automatic auto switching, auto framing, auto following the speaker. It's awesome. It's like the Hudley crew a level up. I think they've leveled up the Hudley crew quite a bit, and I'm excited to see how Hudley responds to it.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you very much for joining us. I
Thank
know
you
you're
so
really
much.
busy. Congratulations on your success. I hope to work with you more in the future, and we really appreciate you coming on live for rAVe TV and joining us with your thoughts. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank
We'll
you so
send
much.
you
It was
on to do
nice
what you gotta
meeting
do.
you.
Steph, I know you got to do a show floor tour.
I do.
But before you leave on your show floor
Yeah.
tour, I want to know, what are you most looking forward to here at the show?
I'm looking forward to finding out more about what experience means. I think
good.
that everyone says
The definition
our
is different.
product is an experience. Well, what does that mean to you? What does that mean to me? What type of experience are you going to give me? Does that mean immersive? Like, what does that mean? So I'm
Right.
excited to spend time in some of these booths and see what their definition of experience is like and what that does for the end user, what that does for everyone who comes in contact with their products. So
So Steph is going to do a live show floor tour here
I
of
am.
the West Hall, part of the West Hall, right?
part of the West Hall.
All right, so I'm going to let you go. While you're
Okay.
doing that,
Yeah.
while you're doing that, I'm going to continue.
Okay.
And I'm going to take your...
All right.
Oh, no,
I'm
you got
gonna
to take that.
I'm
mic.
gonna just quick say thank you so much to Sharp and thank you so much to Shure for sponsoring rAVe TV. Shure, Sharp, yes, and yes, and I do have a Shure video that is about their audio demo room that we're gonna
We're
play at the
right
end
now?
of that too. Yeah.
Okay, let's
All right.
roll the video real quick. And when you come back, Gary's going to give you his top
Thank
3
you so much. I'm so thirsty.
things that excited him the most about InfoComm 2024 so far.
Hey everyone, Steph Beckett here. Day 0, the day before InfoComm 2024. I'm joined by Shure's Chris Lyons. How's it going?
It's going great. Just one day left, and we're putting the finishing touches on.
Yep, whether everyone likes it or not, InfoComm is tomorrow. So tell me a little bit about where we are standing.
So we're here right outside of the Shure Innovation Lab, which is just across the hall from the main exhibit hall. And this is where we're going to be demonstrating some new technologies for Shure products.
Very cool. Tell me, can you give me a hint? What kind of technologies are going to happen back here?
So what's going on in here, obviously we've got all our products in the main booth, but we're also working a lot with partners now like Neat and Microsoft and Cisco and Poly and so forth, and we wanted to more fully demonstrate how our products work with each one of those solutions, number one. So we'll be showing that in here. But on top of that, we are constantly refining the powerful features of our ceiling array microphones and so forth, and we've developed some really groundbreaking new technologies to add to those. And the whole point is, conference rooms are poor acoustic environments these days. That's the reality. And so we've developed some ways to get better audio in substandard environments. People are going to be able to hear that firsthand.
Very cool. Because, you know, in a perfect world, people would bring AV in when they are building a building, and so the AV person can consult and talk about, hey, maybe don't build that full of glass. But that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So what you guys have created is actually pretty amazing.
Exactly. If you want to get a laugh out of a system integrator, just say the words acoustic treatment, and they'll be like, yeah, I haven't done that in years. And that's because everything's glass, concrete, unfinished ceilings, hard surfaces, and that's just the norm, and it's not going to change. So we've accepted that, and we've found ways to amp up the power of our products so that they can survive and thrive in those really horrible conditions, and people are going to be able to hear live demos before and after just with the click of a mouse, and it's really impressive.
Well, I would love to sit and talk about it all day, but let's let the people hear it for themselves in room N232, starting Wednesday, June 12th, going to Friday, June 14th.
That's great. Come on by and see it for yourself.
All right. Thanks so much, Chris. And don't forget, for all of our InfoComm coverage, go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm. We'll see you next time.
All right, we are back. Hope you enjoyed that. Steph is aligning herself. I can actually see her over there at the entrance getting ready to start her tour. So I promised you my top 3 things I'm looking forward to. Number 1, I want to know what people are doing with AI. I want to know how they're integrating it, and I want to know that there's something actually being done rather than just using it as a marketing term. Number 2, cloud. I'm excited about what companies are doing with the cloud. LG today just introduced a cloud service that combines all of their services into one. PPDS, Philips did the same thing yesterday. You have Excite here with their cloud services. Planar announced their cloud service. I'm excited about that. And number 3, I want to see where LED is in the life cycle. We're still in the early adopter phase. We're going to soon get to early majority. If you've read Jeffrey Moore's Crossing the Chasm book, we're going to soon get to early majority with LED, and I think that changes everything in our market. So, thanks for joining me. We're going to come to you live every single day from InfoComm 2024. This is Gary Kayye. We're going to turn it over to Steph. She's waving at me now. So, Steph, take it from here. You're going to get a quick 10-minute show floor tour live from Steph Beckett. Thanks for joining me, Gary Kayye, for rAVe TV.
Hi, Gary. I'm ready for my spotlight now. So I'm going to take you guys around the West Hall. I took you around a little bit of it yesterday when it was not open yet, and it was really chaotic. And most of what you probably saw were trucks that were moving things around and not actual products. So I'm going to show you what it actually looks like. The show floor is pretty busy. The West Hall and the Central Hall are kind of far apart, so I think people are trying to be smart about managing their time, trying to spend all of their days in one hall so they don't have to walk back and forth. So, but that said, it's really crazy busy. I'm here outside the Sharp booth, and as you can see, there are people everywhere. Because Sharp really makes everything, because, Sharp and NEC are one now. They're kind of absorbed under the Sharp brand now, but this is everything. It's displays, it's projectors. This booth really does it all. So we kind of saw a little bit in there. A few of their display series were behind me and Gary when we were doing rAVe TV and a few of those interviews. So you kind of got to see this a little bit. I'm going to take you over here. Let's go look at Christie, because Gary and I were talking right before we started recording. Christie's booth, their entire booth, is being run AV over IP over one system. It is Spider, I think, and Hedra together. But for one system to run AV over IP, to power all of the displays, everything that's happening in the Christie booth, I think is pretty amazing. I can't even wrap my mind around it. So Christie, you might know them for their micro tiles. Really awesome company. As you can see, they have a huge fan club outside of their booth right now. So yes, let's come take a look at a few of the things in their booth before we move down. So here we go. Here's a video wall with a few Christie micro tiles, LED, and you can see that these are all different pixel pitches, so you can see what those look like. The one up top, this is 1.5 millimeter. You might not be able to see in the camera, but you can almost pretty much see those pixels. This is for something where you're looking from far away, maybe from the highway, maybe on the side of a hotel building. But down here where we get to 0.75 millimeter, that's incredibly thin. You cannot see where one pixel ends and the next one begins. And that is because you're meant to stand a little closer. That's for when you really need that extra detail, maybe words, where you really need to be able to see something crisp. So let's come in over here. This is another 0.7 wall here, this entire thing, run with micro tiles LED. Christie also has a lot of immersive. I was telling Gary that we're going to see a lot of experience at this show. We're also going to see a lot of immersive. This is a 0.9 millimeter. This is the Core Series 3 over here. this is a 4K LED video wall, so take a look at that. You might not be able to see exactly how crisp that image is, and the one over here was a little crisper because it was a 0.75, but this is still incredibly, incredibly beautiful to look at. So in this room right here, what did I say? Experience is everything? Yeah. So up here, these are, I can't count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 Christie projectors running this immersive room in here. This is going to be for an art installation, a museum. I want to say these actually interact with you too when you step on them. It's one of those things where people want to see immersive. This is one of those things where you really, really need that content to be beautiful, to be something that brings people along. This is the kind of thing that is in that Van Gogh exhibit that is traveling around America. It's for that kind of thing. I don't know exactly which projectors these are. I might have to look that up and give you that information a little bit later. But I think it's like 6 or 7 running this entire room. And once again, everything here powered by one AV over IP system. So let's continue walking here. All right, we have Jupiter. Jupiter is really known for doing a 21:9 display. It's TAA compliant, which we're going to talk about that a little bit more. I'm actually going to write a story about TAA compliance. But this basically means that if you work for a school, this is one of those things where if you get this funding, you can spend it on something that is TAA compliant. So 21.9 is important, one, because it works with Microsoft Teams Front Row. And that is the version of Teams where it kind of frames everyone in the same way. And then you have this display. It's usually flipped, so it's wider at the front of the room. But I think Jupiter is doing something really smart because they're like, you can use it for so much more. So this one is actually flipped so that it is vertical. So I like this in the portrait mode because it's showing, hey, you can do this for more than for a UCC application. So come on, let's go this way. I really want to check out Samsung, and I think y'all know what I want to see. I want to see it every year. So first of all, transparent micro LED. This is absolutely insane. I remembered seeing this at ISE, and they used it in a kind of game format. So imagine being at a soccer game, one of these being up, and you're seeing it on the field, but then you're seeing a special interactive thing happening while you're watching the game. You're seeing fireworks go off when someone kicks the goal, but you're physically watching the field. That is such an amazing use of this. And not only is it transparent, but it's beautiful. I'm not used to transparent displays looking this crisp, and that is because it is a micro LED, which is actually pretty rare. So let's keep it moving. I want to go see the wall. The wall, and as I like to call them, the wall groupies. This always has a crowd of people checking it out because the wall is absolutely incredible every year. This is fantastical, this is huge, and they're showing how they can do it within different shapes. So they have actually cut a doorway into the middle of it, which is pretty new. I think the first time we saw them do something like this was at ISE. But yes, I'm absolutely very, very impressed by everything that Samsung continues to do with the wall. This is absolutely incredible. So let's keep it moving. I want to go see what Epson has going on at its booth. So let's come take a little detour through here. So we're going to pass by Unilumin over here. They are showing a few of their outdoor solutions, as you can see. Big pixel pitch, but that is because it is for outdoors. It is for the side of a building where you are supposed to see it kind of from further away. So let's come over here. We have Panasonic Connect over here. They're showing a few of their immersive installations. They're big in projection. Very kind of similar to what we saw in the Christie booth. So I want to check out Epson. Epson is doing a lot of really cool stuff in their booth as well. So first of all, at first glance, this looks like an LED wall, but it is actually not. It is run by 4 4K projectors that are up here, and they are fused together because it is creating, I think, 80,000 lumens when they're all put together. So, and these are the world's smallest and lightest 10 and 20,000 lumen 4K projectors over here. So this is a 4K site that you are seeing, and now since it is put together these 4 20,000 lumen projectors, it's giving you 80,000 lumens on this display right here. Thought this was very cool because you cannot tell that that is run by projectors. It's very bright in here, so this is a perfect version of what Epson is showing you and everything that they can actually do. Let's come look at some projection mapping in here. Projection mapping has become a huge thing in our industry, which is really interesting. We didn't used to spend so much time on projection mapping, but it's becoming important for us to be able to do this as AV and the art scene and technology are all kind of converging to make something beautiful. So there are a few Epson projectors. There's this one right here projecting this image onto this 3D house object. So this is a small scaled down version because they probably, couldn't fit an entire building into their booth, but they're showing you, hey, this is something that we can do out in the wild, project something beautiful onto this, which is actually incredibly hard mathematically to be able to put all those calculations in to project something onto anything that's not a flat surface or not in a completely black room, as I'm sure all of you know. So wanted to take a look at that too. We're going to look at one more display, while we're here. This is another thing that you're going to think is an LED wall, but this is another projector. This is the EB-PQ2220B. This is a 20,000 lumen 4K projector running this entire image, but I think this projector ranges from 8,000 to 20,000 lumens, so you have a few different options. So wanted to make sure you guys got to see that too. All right, let's head over to LG because a little birdie told me that LG brought back its kinetic display, and I really wanted to get a chance to show you guys that. So let's head over here. One of our favorite digital signage brands over here, Bright Sign. I'm gonna get to go to a Bright Sign event tonight. I'm really excited about it at the Sphere. So I'm really excited to. This is gonna be my first time at the Sphere. I have heard many things about it, as I'm sure all of you guys have too, but this is going to be my first time actually seeing and hearing what the Sphere can do. So I will be sure to tell you guys what I think, or if I think it's overrated or underrated. So I'm pretty excited about that. So as you can see, LG's booth this year is kind of in its own little quarters. I think it's because they just really want to get you inside so that you can truly see everything that they have going on. They have, which I think is really smart, put their booth into different vignettes of where you would put their different solutions. So they have one that's like, here's what you would do at a sports bar. Another one that's, here's what you would do in retail. But what I really wanted to show you guys was this digital media art. This is a kinetic display. There are squares of LEDs that are made and programmed to move with how the content is designed. You can't totally tell in a video, and I'm gonna have Stuart get up close to it so you can see it move. I wanna really be able to get a detail shot here so you can see these come forward and push back with the content. So this is a collaboration with Easy With, I think, who created the content for this, and it is absolutely incredible in person as you're watching this move. So if you have not gotten to see this yet, you need to. I don't even know what to tell you about it. But this is going to be for one of those really immersive hotels that's really trying to get onto the art scene, or a museum. This is going to be for something that really cares about mixing that art with technology. It's not going to be for your average retail store or anything like that. So with that, I'm going to end our tour. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. Gary's going to walk you around the Central Hall tomorrow and maybe on Friday, so make sure to watch rAVe TV every day of the week as we are doing it until Friday. Once again, I'm Steph Beckett. This is rAVe TV, and thank you once again to Sharp and to Shure for sponsoring rAVe TV all of this week. So I got a lot more to go do, and I'm going to go do that now. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. See you next time.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary.